is PopImpressKA Journal, and we have a special guest today, Nora Schweihs. She is a very beautiful woman, and she is an incredible entrepreneur. She was previously on the Mob Wives Chicago. She's a wonderful TV star, and she creates a lot of interesting moments for people to challenge her. But she created an amazing wine, which is called the German.
Correct, named after my father. And I mean, you know, we met actually when I arrived in New York, working from a production company at LA. You were the first person I interviewed with your magazine, with the Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
And then we did the interview at Cornerstone, which was the German was not actually, actually finalized by the government. And now we're doing a follow-up, and I wanted to implement your design, because we've been together so long, and I think we're both finally making it.
Thank you.
After our hard work and our strong determination of women entrepreneurs in this world is very difficult, and I think you can agree with that. And now your wine, my wine, the German, is going to be with your design, and it was a very special moment, so thank you for giving me your piece.
And this is what we have here.
And of course my friend Angelo Cordero, he flew me out to opened his home up in Recon, Puerto Rico, and he's one of the big photographers in Miami. I met him in 2001. Mm-hmm. And what was attracted to me is because he's Cuban born, and my father lived in Cuba when they were running, doing all the casinos and everything out of Vegas. So, and he always was going to take me there, and unfortunately we never got to go. So Angelo has been a lifelong friend. He is a remarkable man. And I know I will. My father always told me, if you ever meet a Cuban man, hold on to him, because they will treat you very well. And he definitely did. So we implemented into the photographs.
And that was beautiful on the beach. I saw that.
Oh my God.
Breathtaking.
So now we have your, it was just an amazing experience. And hopefully he'll be joining us for your launch. And I think women should stick together. It's very hard to find strong women like us.
It's true.
And it's very hard to find women that actually stick together, that aren't jealous. Instead of, I believe everybody should help each other in the world. But,
yes.
Knowing from the minute I met you, we both struggled. And now we're sitting here still, and we will be successful. And your launch, I'm so excited about your launch.
Thank you very much.
And I'm so excited to have the German part of your launch.
And that is actually incredible. Now, tell me more about you going to different states, because I know your wine has been traveling a lot.
My wine has been traveling with me, and with me. I've been driving from state to state, because I believe that, Cleveland, I'm following a pattern. We started in New York, and very influential people were there. HBO, a whole bunch of Wine Spectator actually wrote me up in the magazine.
And it was amazing review.
Yes, it sure was, because the German is an exquisite Pinot Noir. Coming out of Toro Run Winery, which is Finger Lakes, is a very good niche, and that's why I chose that. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm backing up Toro Run, which is Chris Weaver, and he owns the vineyard, and that was his lifelong dream. Mm-hmm. So I feel if you people that always have their dreams come true, that if you stick together, everybody needs each other. But, solid people. So Finger Lakes is coming on the map, and I've been traveling in my car by myself with my German, and I've been going to, I started to Florida, where, I was, and then back to Cleveland, now Pittsburgh, and back to Chicago. So if you follow the pattern, it's, from Chicago, it's 6 hours to Cleveland, 2 hours to Pittsburgh, and another 8.
So after you've been on the road for so long, where is your next stop?
My next stop now is, I found out in Cleveland and in Pittsburgh you have to have a distributor, and I have good friends. My ex-roommate's up there from Florida, which was a lifelong friend. And so as I'm leaving back to the vineyard to pick up my wine, I will be heading to Pittsburgh, I will be heading to Cleveland, and then back into Chicago, and then back into New York. So, hopefully down the line someone will, it'll get bigger and someone will pick it up. And, this is a dream. This is my father's dream and my dream. And as you know for sure from my other interviews, that I finally made it. And I made it on my own.
That's
with
amazing.
Nobody, no investors, no anybody. It's my own, the German.
And you feel so proud. And I feel so
my
proud.
God. And then that's why when I was leaving Puerto Rico, I wanted you in part. I'm like, what better way to implement? And the pictures are so beautiful.
It was incredible. Thank you. Yeah, it was really, really breathtaking. And with you going towards a new state in your life now, what do you think the future will hold for German for you? What do you think you want it to happen?
I just want the German to be known as the most exquisite wine. The Reisling will be coming out in March, and I'm trying a different idea, you know, with Toro Run. So basically, I just want to be, you know, a CEO, a founder, and more than anything, I want it for my nieces and my nephews to change that connotation of the German, is why the wine was actually made in the first place, and that's why I did it on the show. And
now,
so,
can you tell again why the wine was made? What was behind it? Tell me the whole process, how you started, real quick.
well, when I was doing the show, obviously, you know, there was things about my father,
Right.
and you know, he was a wonderful man, and I was so tired of, you know, the world looking down at him as somebody that he was never convicted, and I was just tired of it. And the German Shepherd was our protector as a child. So
It's a beautiful dog. Because I used to have a German Shepherd too all my life, and this was like a savior dog for me too.
Right. So the back of the story that you will read, you know, about the savior, the lady, the protector, and it was my father. So it was one of our dreams. As you know, he owned the Plug Nickel, which was a jazz club in the city. So he was a businessman, you know, and I want everybody to know that. And that was his lifelong dream, jazz and wine. And then he owned a renowned steakhouse, the Meat Block. And, you know, we lived in Florida together, and that was one of our dreams. So I implemented the dog because he is the protector. And, you know, I'm doing heavily, if you see my website, by the way, that's thegermanwinebynora.com. You can order my wine online. And, you know, upcoming now, all of our new pictures will be on there. And it's going to be my main pictures, so it will be your design and the German. Beautiful. And also, you know, we're getting back to the bullying situation with Alicia Stern. So, and of course, my book will be.
What's the name of your book?
I haven't decided on the name yet.
When is that going to be in progress?
It's already been in progress. Now I just have. First, the wine was the most important. Now I'm going to take some time off in December for the holidays, and it's already written, as you know. I think I let you read some of it, and it's more geared for giving back, because, you know, it's time to give back, you know, and I want people to know I want to help children. I want to, you know, I was bullied, and that's a very big problem right now, and that's why we're launching out that direction. I'll be speaking to children at schools and just letting them know, you know, we didn't have that background support when I was growing up, and, you know, the media destroyed our lives, or they tried. So like I told Alicia, if I can make it without any support in this life and come around and be this strong, that if I saved one little girl or one little boy, or even an adult, a teenager, to let them know, don't ever let anybody change you. Because, you know, you are who you are. We've talked about this. You know, it is who we are. Our family is who we are, and we just need to make sure that nobody puts us down. Because we're individuals, and I want to prove that, you know, even all the stuff that I went through, we have the wine, look what you went through. You have your own launch. So don't give up on your dreams, because my father always told me, never say no. Because if someone tells you no, that's not the truth. If you really believe from your heart and soul that you will make that a yes, and it's come true. And just like you did.
It is come true.
And you're coming true at yours. And that's why I gave you the first exclusive interview, and we've been together, and I believe that we will be together, successful all the way.
And I'm so looking forward to see maybe champagnes, maybe cognacs. What do you think?
The champagne, the Vineyard Toro Run is launching one in May. The next one will be the German, the Reisling, because of course the German Reisling.
And that's a beautiful, beautiful taste, because I love Riesling wines. They're so exclusively superb.
Plus, coming out of upstate New York, not a lot of people, even the governor here, is trying to get it back on, Finger Lakes Association. And that's why my friend went there as well, because it's going to be coming on. And then, you know, I wrote that thing about, did you hear about the wine shortage?
Right.
And so Finger Lakes has a lot of wine we have. So, you know, everything I think is falling in place, and I think it's because we stuck together with people that, you know, they didn't give up on their dreams. So I think when you deal with people that didn't give up on their dreams, and we are where we are now, it's because they didn't. And so they know where we're coming from. So they're going to stick by us, and they're going to help us, instead of, you know, like so many people in the world like we get in the way.
What do you think that quality in your character, in your personality, that keeps you together all these years and actually led you to this success? What do you think makes you so determined and firm with your dream?
The only one that did this is my father. He just made me believe that, you know, good is good.
good, it's good. Yes, of course. And you know, I bet he is so happy right now to see that you are successful in what you do. And it's amazing because being a woman, you know how tough it is.
Oh my God.
Being a woman.
That's why we stuck together. So yeah. It's just because he always told me, never say no, never give up on your dreams. You know, just stand strong. Don't let anybody ever put you down. And it's very difficult in this world, you know, especially with the media and all that. So he just told me, you know, the truth, honesty. You know, once you start lying, it's the worst thing you can ever do in the world. You know, nobody wants to be around that, and it's a snowball effect. So if you can stay true to yourself, stay true to your friends, no matter, you know, you just cut the people out of your life that you realize, and it's called process of elimination. I've had friends for 25 years. You probably would be one of my better friends than 25 years that I found out on the show. When I went to Florida, I found some friends. I found out, as you know, moving to Florida, the black and white Chicago, I found many people like Angelo, like Julie, the one that was on the show with me.
Right.
Lisa, the one that's in Pittsburgh. So, you know.
You kept in touch with them, right?
I'm going to Pittsburgh by Lisa now. Julie was on the show with me.
Yes.
I just left the book show up in Fort Lauderdale and stayed with them and my girlfriend Gail. And Angelo, I've been with him since 2004. I met him in Miami when I was working up at Nikki Beach through some friends. And Florida changed my life. I've seen people from all over the world, where in Chicago I never had that chance. And living with my father, he told me, you know, this is the most thing that kept me the strongest, is because he told me one thing when I was 16 years old. And he said, this is the problem, Nora. People think that they're better than everybody else. And what you need to realize is we're all individuals and we are all equal. The reason why we're equal, we all need to wake up every morning and eat, breathe, and survive.
Right.
And we all grow up the same way because we all have one way of living, and that's survival mode. The only thing that makes us different in life is our experiences that we have gone through. Other than that, whether you're from a different race, from a different culture, and we talked about that, no matter what, we all need certain essentials to live. The only thing that makes us different is what we have gone through in our life. And I have gone through things that I don't think anybody may ever endure, which I hope they never have to. But you know, then I look back, and I was saying this to Angelo and some other people, you know, without those experiences, I probably would maybe still be living in a white picket fence and not realize that there was a whole world of different cultures, different personalities, different people that makes this world go round. And, you know, that's what taught me this, leaving Chicago, leaving that little nest I had, you know, and exploring the world. And thank you, Dad, because he's the one who made it that way.
And he encouraged you to do so.
Oh, I'm just like him. Every time I'm driving, I have the picture, and I can feel him on my shoulder. And, you know, every time it gets really bad, something else happens that's good.
It's the fatherly love that is like father's love, always strong and protects you wherever you go. It's wonderful. And from all the places that you think you've been to, which is your favorite and most dear to your heart?
Probably when I was up skiing in Austria. And then I went through Switzerland and Germany. And then, you know, I do have to give my mother credit. You know, I am Greek too. So, you know, everybody wants, you never forget about the Greeks. But, you know, no, I'm not forgetting about the Greek, because the Greece is as well beautiful. It's just that my father and I had a very strong bonding, because when I took care of him in Florida, and he had gone through that, you know, stroke, and we became best friends. And that's when I realized what a real man was. You know, all those years, because I didn't really live with him. You know, that I lived with him for the first time in Florida, and now I know not what to look for in somebody. And now I just don't deal with nonsense. Like Angelo treated me like a princess when I was out there, and of course, yes, he's Cuban, but he was a man, opens the door, was cooking, you know. I felt so safe, and that's what taught me the most. My father was a best man. I mean, you never had to ask him for something, and he also taught me what I told you. If you have to tell somebody you need something, that person is not the person for you. Because my father would know exactly what I needed. I never had to ask him for one thing. He knew exactly what I needed.
And the same goes to the relationship man and woman, right?
Right. If I have to ask you for something and you're my soulmate or my partner, well, then there's a problem there. He taught me that, because you know what? If somebody truly knows you and cares about you and loves you for you, they know everything about you and they know what you need. So I have a very difficult time asking anybody for anything. That's why I'm such a strong, determined woman. Because if my father I would ask, but I would never let it, it's just not in my cards, because he taught me, you do it for yourself, and a partner should be somebody that is equal to you, not somebody that treats you less, or you never treat them less. It's somebody that believes in you and stays with you and knows what you want.
That's amazing.
And so he turned my perspective around. Yes, I've been single for, since I've lived there and not a relationship, but seeing what happened with my ex-husband and things like that, and I just, now that I'm getting older, that's what I'm looking for, those traits. And if I don't find one, whatever, but I know that I will have the German, and I will have my own company. So it'll be a very powerful
moment. Make you feel better that you're doing something special and it's you.
It's me. Yeah, it's me. Plus, I don't want to forget my education, right. I went through. And he also made me do that. After he passed away, I went back, got educated on what the court system had did. I became, a paralegal. And nobody has, they were at Robert Morris University, even couldn't believe that I went through 3 degrees in 4 years. So I have my associates in paralegal criminal, my bachelor's, and my master's in MBA. So that's another thing I have to fall back on, and that's probably why I was successful in learning how to be an entrepreneur, because of the education I just got for 4 years as well.
Well, that's incredible.
Especially at my age. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, what's your wishes? What are your 3 wishes you would like to see happening with you right now? Because you've been through so much and you've traveled so many places. What do you want to see happening?
I would like to, get my wine off the ground, get the Reisling out, and some other ideas I have. And just have to see the German LLC be very successful. Hopefully, maybe meet somebody down the road, like, a significant other. Like I said, I want to just travel. Kids are out of the picture for me. But I have nieces and nephews, so basically that's it. I just want to meet a man. I want to meet somebody that respects me for me, doesn't talk about my father, just knows me for me. And that's what was so important for getting the German LLC out there, because I'm finally a CEO and a founder.
That's amazing.
Like you are. And people just, I don't really care what others think. I just know that I will be able to stand tall, be proud, and have my self-esteem back. And
how hard it is for a woman to lose her self-esteem and get it back. What do you think needs to happen?
I just think that it has to do with you. Even though people try to chisel away at me, and they tried to chisel away at me, trust me, even with the show. And when I came here, I went to California and had, a trustworthy experience with family. But then I wound up here through somebody else, and, I just believe that you always wind up where you need to be. And, if you don't learn from your mistakes, this is the problem, I think, with self-esteem. My father always said, you make one mistake, that's a mistake. If you make the same mistake twice, you still have a chance of maybe recovering, but the 3rd mistake, then shame on you. So, and also just the process of elimination. When somebody does you wrong, you just, now that I'm older, I just don't give that person a second chance. Because I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. And so it's just called, if I have to stay alone and do it, I'm better off, because I don't like drama. I don't like people who lie. And if I have to make it on my own, I will. I just hope that down the line, my one wish is to meet somebody that I can enjoy the benefits with.
What would be your encouragement for young people out there that they're wine lovers? What do you think is the most interesting experience you had in launching this wonderful wine?
Well, that's why I chose Pinot. It's more a man and woman. Plus, it's the most exquisite grape out there, as you know. And also, it's an amazing taste, and it's the best thing about this wine is it's natural. So when people first taste it, they're used to California, but it's not. It's upstate New York. So it's almost on an organic type of level. So that's why it's very light, and you've tasted it. And at first, it's just a wonderful taste. You just want more and more. And it's just going to be successful. I know it is. And the Reisling will come out. It'll be successful. Toro Run Winery will be successful. And my thing, not to depart, but my personality is something that I have learned over the years. I just love to talk to all kinds of people. So I'm just not going to stop. I'm just going to go wherever and just keep rolling until somebody finally believes in me as much as I do and helps me take the wine off to another level and hopefully maybe get it into the international market someday.
Through all the magazines that have been publishing you as so far, what do you think is the most interesting review you've got? From who?
You. Oh, wait, listen, Angelo, who is huge, and he was just amazed. because there's not a magazine. You know, and I've read through all your magazines, and there's remarkable stories. It's people that you pull out that maybe nobody would notice because, you know, you have to help people, like I said, and you bring out the best in people because it's reality, it's real. Everything is just for what we're sitting here. It's not edited, it's not fabricated, it's the truth. The truth. And you search into people that you want to pull out that has history, and people that are determined, just like yourself. So I think when you migrate to people that are like yourself, it just makes the world go around a little bit better. And yours is a journal. It's a very unique niche.
Thank you.
You know, it's not a magazine. Yours is actually a journal. It's a story. It's people's lives. It's about all over the world. You're bringing all different cultures together. You're bringing all different entrepreneurs together. And I mean, that's what makes the world go round. Why not be different? Just like the Pinot Noir with the dog, I want to have a niche. You know, that's why I did the German Shepherd, because it was my dad's protector. And somebody called me up, Grace had called me, she said, did you see that big convention? Remember I told you about the German Shepherds? Yes. Because some of them are becoming extinct. And my dad had a Belgian German Shepherd. And it was a whole weekend in New Jersey, which I was able to get to. So I've written to them. And yeah, the German Shepherd it's almost like the lions in your... It's almost becoming extinct.
This is crazy because I think when I was getting dog when I was back home in Russia, and we had a special breeder, but the puppies are so beautiful. But it's true, and they're the most friendliest and one of the cleverest dogs. I realized.
Protectors.
Yeah, the protectors, and they adapt your character too.
Oh, my dad taught first. The dog was taught in German, and then he was taught in English, and he was a Belgian German Shepherd, and he was he was like. When he passed away, it was like one of his children, and he was his protector, and he was ours. So
that's amazing.
It's and that's why the German is the German Shepherd, and nothing more or less. The German stands for the dog. And so I want people to know that it's not anything less or more. What you read in the German is the German Shepherd. Yeah. He was our protector, as German Shepherds do for everyone.
Absolutely, they're very, very special dogs. What's the most amazing memory you want to bring and share with people out there that you had in your life through all the experiences that you had? What do you think is the most striking that you think and you rail back and you feel good about it?
Probably learning that there was another world. When I started, after I was divorced, I opened up and started going skiing and seeing other countries. I've always been to Greece and Italy, and also then probably the thing is most memorable is moving to Florida with my father. Because I never lived with him as a child, and it was remarkable because we were so much alike. It was scary, and I never realized where my personality came because it was always different. Believe it or not, as a child, I never really said too much. And then after living with him, he opened up a whole new world of meeting people from all over the world. He traveled. He lived in Cuba. He's traveled all over, and he was a leader. And in school, I just found this out as well. I want to be a leader. I don't want to be a manager anymore. I was a manager, and managers are different than leaders. And the world is leading to leaders now because they realize that communication needs to come back. A lot of this computer stuff has hindered it through communication. So that's another thing that I learned in my MBA, and that's what I'm leading for as well. I want to be a leader, and that, and leaders do need followers, which nobody ever realized. And so there's a difference between a follower and a leader and a manager, and it's great to see the world is coming back into leadership. And there are followers. You need a follower to have a leader. And you also need a manager, but that's where I want to be. I want to be a leader of my own, of myself, of the German. And that's it. I guess just continue on with negative. As soon as I see a negative person, I just eliminate it. Because if you're not positive in this world anymore, negative just brings you down. Right. And sometimes I do get negative. Everybody in the world gets negative. But my father taught me, you have to let go of the past. Because if you waste 1 minute on the past, you can't change it. I mean, you can't change what happened a second ago. No. So you have to take all your energy and put it into a positive light of tomorrow, of the next 5 minutes, or where we're going today from here. Right. Like I'm leaving here, going to the vineyard, going back to Pittsburgh and Cleveland. And, you just have to keep going, and, negatively sways you down, and it's just not a good way to live. And that's where I'm trying to get out of. Just every time I become a little bit negative on myself, I hit myself upside the head, and not really, but, you have to have a conversation, and you're like, go positive, Nora, positive, positive. you know. And so it was hard work of pounding the pavement, doing a lot of events, as you know, together, doing charities, autism, you know, the bullying, and all that things that matter, just to give back. And when people see that you give back, I think it's a big difference in this world.
And you feel good, and then
you feel great.
Encourages them to do so too.
And if I can help a couple children or even adults, like I said, or teenagers in this situation, it would make a big difference in the whole world, just helping one.
And then your website, can you say it again? What's the website?
Sure, it's thegermanwinebynora.com. That's it. And you can get me, or the German wine, thegermanwines@gmail.com.
That's wonderful. And I encourage people to contact Laura for questions and requests and ordering the special wine.
It is available online. It's $25.99, and hopefully somebody will pick it up in the stores. And that's where I'm waiting for.
We're going to see the stores very soon.
Well, the wine in the restaurants now, and then hopefully, you know, nationwide.
I absolutely think this wine is an amazing quality.
Thank you.
For this to be everywhere.
I wanted to go the best, because my dad was one of the best fathers in the world, and I would never settle for less. I feel him on my shoulder every day, and I know he's looking down upon me, and I know he's very proud. And my nieces and nephews will also be proud for this, because, you know, I don't want them to go through the connotation that I went through. So it will make a big difference for my niece and my nephew.
And I'm sure for them it would be easier to look upon you and see through your experiences, and they will know maybe the road for them would be easier.
Well, especially my nephew, he's Frank Schweihs, so and he's an incredible writer. I told you he just was Columbia, and he won the nonfiction for one of the best nonfiction writers. So
amazing.
You know, it will help him as well. You know,
Yes.
and so he's growing up, and my niece and my other nieces.
How old are they?
Oh, they're 19, 33, 30, 28. So.
That's wonderful.
So I have a couple children, just not my own. It's been a long journey, as you know, but I think the journey is finally going down a two-way street instead of a one-way.
Thank you, and I wish you and the German
And your line.
Thank you. Travel all over the world.
And you too.
Thank you.
Oh.
And enjoy. Mwah.